right, so we're doing Unit 5, Lesson 4, Subtracting Integer Application Problems. So this time we're looking at questions that are going to be application-based. So I can explain that subtraction is the same as adding the opposite, and I can solve problems involving subtracting integers. So how much higher is 500 than 400? Don't make this harder than it already is. 500, how much higher, minus 400 is 100. How much higher is 500 than negative 400? So that'd be 500 minus negative 400. Now, when I have integers, I'm going to add the opposite. So I get 900 meters. Now, some of you might ask why I didn't add the opposite here. Well, it's not going to help me solve this problem if I add the opposite here. Okay, I know how to subtract two positive numbers. You guys have been doing this for years. Don't change your rules around just because it's the new rule for this integer. Okay, what is the change in elevation from 8,500 to 3,400? I'm not adding the opposite here because it's not going to help me solve the problem. 5,140 or 100 meters. Adding the opposite there, I've been subtracting numbers like this since you were in elementary school. Now this one says 8,500 minus negative 300. Now see, this is where I would add the opposite. Okay, so I end up with 8,800 meters. All right, how much higher is negative 200 meters than 450 meters? So I have negative 200 meters minus 450 meters. Negative 200 plus negative 450. Well, my signs are the same, so I'm going to add, and I get 650 meters. And because it's distance, even though it's negative right here, I'm going to make it absolute value. So it's 650 meters because distance is always positive. All right, so now they're asking us to match the equation with the number line. So we have a penguin and he's standing 3 feet above sea level. So it's positive 3. Then he dives down 10 feet. What is his depth? So I'm going 10 in the opposite direction. So I'm going to turn off my drawing tool. And I'm pretty sure this one goes here, but let's check. Okay, so a pelican is flying 10 feet above sea level. Then it dives down, reaching 3 feet below sea level. What was its change in altitude? Okay, so I know that they want to know what the difference is between them. So I'm going to put that one to the side for right now. Let's try another one. A shark is swimming 10 feet below sea level, then swims up 3 feet. What is its change in depth? So it's negative 3, and then it swims up 10. So now it's at 7 feet. A sea turtle is swimming 3 feet below sea level, then it dives down 10 feet. What is its depth? Well, I'm at 3, and then I dive down another 10, so this one has to go here. So then I'm looking at a dolphin. He swims 3 feet below sea level and then jumps up. So he's 3 feet below sea level, then he jumps up 10 feet. What is the height of the jump at the top? Well, let's think. Okay, I'm at negative 3, and then I jump up and I'm at 10. I think this one goes here. But let's see. An eagle is flying 10 feet above sea level. It then dives down to 3 feet above sea level. what was its change in altitude? So it was 10 feet above sea level, then it dives down to 3 feet above sea level. I think this one goes here. Okay, so let's keep looking and seeing if we can't figure out. Now, I know this one can't be right because if we're below sea level, it shouldn't be there. So let's think about that. So a pelican is flying 10 feet above sea level, and then it dives 3 feet below sea level. So I think this one goes here because it's 10 and then it lands -3. So then let's check this one. The shark is swimming 10 feet below sea level and then swims up to 3 feet. So it must go there because it's still below sea level because the shark is going to be at a negative number. So see how you kind of have to put it where you think it goes and then work on your reasoning. Think about it. So we're going to solve each of these problems. We're going to drag each one to the appropriate equation. So I'm at 3 feet above sea level and then I dive down 10 feet. So I'm subtracting. So this one's going to, so it's going to go right there. Okay, a pelican is flying 10 feet above sea level, so I want to start at 10, and then it dives down and it reaches 3 feet below, so it ends up at -3. So I'm going down, so I want to use a minus, so I think it's going to be that one. A shark is swimming 10 feet below sea level, so it's at -10. Then it swims up to -3. What was its change? Thinking it might be this one, but we'll see. A turtle is swimming 3 feet below sea level, and then it dives down 10 more feet. What is its current depth? I think that one's going to be here because it starts at -3 and it goes down 10. A dolphin is swimming 3 feet below sea level, and then jumps up 10 feet. I think this one's going to go here. So an eagle is 10 feet above sea level and then dives down to 3 feet above sea level. So I think I put my shark in the wrong place again. So it's 10 and then it's diving down. There we go. So now, what was its change in altitude? And then this one is going to have to go here because it goes up, so that's adding. All right, so we're going to draw it out. So it says, what is the value of -8 minus -12 represent on the number line? So if I have -8 plus 2, right? So that's going to be -8. And then it's going to go 2 units. And that's to the right. So let's check to see. The value is 2 units away from -8 in the positive direction. I think that's right. It's 2 units away from +8. Nope. It's 2 units away from 8 in the negative direction. Nope. It's 2 units away from 8 in the negative direction. Nope, because those are both +8s and we started with a -8. So my answer should be A. Dropping temperatures. So we're at -3 and then the temperature has dropped 5 degrees. So I can -5, right? Which expression represents the drop in temperature? So I can say this one, or I could have said -3 plus -5. Either one of these is going to get me the right answer. So now I have a sand dune, and I'm trying to figure out what my values are. So I know sea level is 0, and I know everything above sea level is going to be a positive number, right? So it's going to be a +6. So then if I'm standing 6 feet above and I'm 5 feet tall, that means this is going to be at 11 feet. So this one has a negative number, negative. So I'm between B and D. So the top of Robbie's head is 5, or the top of Robbie's head is 11. Well, they're asking us to compare it to sea level. They're not asking us to compare Robbie's feet to Robbie's head, which would be 5 feet. So my answer is actually going to be D, because I'm comparing it to sea level. That's what they want to talk about, is what is Robbie's elevation in relationship to sea level. So now I'd like you to solve each of these equations for me. Okay, so I want you to think what value is going to go here to make this true. Okay, so think what minus 9 is going to give me 6. What minus 20 is going to give me negative 30. What minus negative 12, I might change that to an addition problem. Might change that to an addition problem. Might change that to an addition problem. Just to kind of keep that in mind. Can you rewrite them as addition problems? If you need help, there's extra practice on Khan Academy. You can do Mr. Morgan's help video. There's Study Buddy, or you can set up an appointment with me on Calendly. I do appointments on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays.